Hi, my name is Planty Nurse Hunter and welcome to my crib.
Wow. Look at all the plants.
All right, so as you can see, there's plenty of plants all over this house. There's plants in almost every single room of the house. I live in Tennessee, so I'm forced to grow mostly indoors because we have pretty rough winters here. It gets down to single digits for a couple weeks of the year, but I prefer to grow indoors. I do grow a lot outdoors, but that's only for the summertime. And so you can see quite a lot of my personal plants up here, some of my mother plants and stuff. This is a really cool one that Ashley and I actually got together. This is my Dock Block Michelle. And this is growing in my just like front east facing window. And as you can see, I don't know exactly when we got this, but I think it was TPIE, like 2024. So I've had this plant for about a year and a half, a year and 8 months, something like that. And as you can see, she's massive. I've got my second hybrid working on her right now. I've used her as the father plant for a couple different things, but definitely one of my favorite plants, and it was a nice gift from Dr. Block, the same batch that everybody else got of the tissue culture Michelles. So yeah, that is where she lives, and she's got a massive leaf. There's another one on the way and looks to be a successfully pollinated inflorescence up here. It's actually the second time that I've made this batch of seeds. And we'll look at the dad here in a little bit. This is a cool one too. This is also one that Ashley and I got together. This is my one of 3 of my NSE Wendlingrii.
Yours is so much bigger than mine.
This is the most recent leaf. And it's a little bit shorter than the last one, but I was slacking on watering. I did some like traveling. I've been sick recently. But I did get my first flower, and we've got another one coming right now. So this is the gorgeous corkscrew flower. But again, just lives in my living room in ambient conditions. I'm seeing, so there's a couple other plants over here that I've used for hybrids and stuff, but I grow a lot of really big Anthuriums just in my living room. This is a cool one called Anthurium varipazense. It's a shiny leaf Anthurium.
One of my favorites.
Kinda looks like Spiritus Sancti if you had Spiritus Sancti as a Anthurium. We have a Spiritus Sancti in there, so we can look at the differences, but very similar. This is a cool Anthurium named after Enid. This is Ophiolatum. I think it's Ophiolatum. It might be Ophiolatum, but named after Enid with NSE Tropicals. So that one is a cool one, special one, shiny leaf, which is, again, not what people are into as much, but there's some really, really nice, cool species into the shiny leaf Anthuriums. So yeah. Over here, we've got a lot of philodendrons, which have kind of been put on the back burner. But as you can see, I've been growing this Mexicanum for almost 3 years now, and it's just massive. Needs to be propagated. There's a Jose Buono that just kind of snakes up through there. Atabapoense.
Love those.
So cool with the red backs. It's actually trailing up through here, and then it goes to where the new leaf is like back here. So these are brighter on the reds because they're the newest leaves. Excuse me.
I was noticing your guy hitting the ceiling.
Yes. The pedatum has been at the ceiling for a long time. This is a cool strap-leafed Anthurium. It's called Anthurium pendens.
Oh, wow.
It has kind of an in-between texture of shiny leaf and velvet, so I call it like a sub-velvet texture. I have gotten seeds off of this one time. It was actually the first Anthurium I got seeds off of, but I accidentally killed the entire batch. So that is part of learning and figuring out what and how to do them. But it puts off a lot of inflows, so maybe I'll try another selfing at some point or another. This is my first Anthurium ever. This is a clumping crystallinum. If you look in here, she's got like tons and tons and tons of growth points. It is just insane. Every time it grows a new leaf, it just puts off more pups. And I kind of fell in love with this plant whenever it put off like 7 or 8 new emergents at the first time it put off a round of leaves. And ironically, this plant came from Ashley. So it's kind of like a cool little like history plant with us. It was, I came to meet her to go buy a plant in Atlanta, and she invited me to her basement like a creeper. And then I got into Anthuriums. I was kind of scared to get into them, but she was like, try this one, it'll be great. And here I am like 2.5, almost, yeah, 2.5 years later. And now I have an entire business selling plants and thousands of Anthuriums. So here we are. There's some Hoyas in here. As you can see, I am an Anthurium guy, but I do like just about any plants. Hoyas are really nice co-plants to Anthuriums because they don't need a lot of care. And you can put them in your higher light places that your Anthuriums might not like. So there's some cool ones here. I like their blooms. I like the scents of them. This is one of my favorite here. This is Russian form Wilbur Graves. This has really nice splash, a little bit darker and different leaf shape than the China form. This is Polynura Broguette, and then I have some branches on it that are like full silver. So this would be like more of the Broguette color, and then this would be your like full silver color. Larissa's a really, really cool Hoya. Let's pick her up. Such a cool one. I love all the different splash patterns. It is a little bit of a slow grower, but I've given her a trellis now, and we've got a few peduncles popping out, so maybe I'll get to see the blooms soon.
Yeah.
This is one of my mother plants. I've done a couple hybrids with this. This is Tim's Black Ex Villanorum, which is really cool. Intersubsection cross done by Phil Stymar at Stymar Gardens, sold by Aaron Gibbs with Urban Leaf Shop. In the back, you're going to see some monstrous monsteras. This is a small form Deliciosa albo. It's kind of crawling on the wall.
Just looking at that.
Ready to be like chopped up, but I haven't done it yet. It needs to be watered like every 3 days, and I don't. And then we have Thai Constellation that I actually got from Ashley as well the first time that we met. So it has been a little neglected, but it's still there. It's still growing. It's still big. I just don't water as frequently as it would like, but it's still beautiful. Absolutely massive plant. I actually have it growing up where a lot of people let them kind of crawl, but I have it trained to go up the pole. So nice. She's a pole dancer. All right, this way takes us to some more plants. Up here, we've got some really, really nice paps. Specifically, this is a Fort Sherman clone. So yes, it grows in my living room, or like I call this the sitting room. But this is Fort Sherman, Anthurium papillomaminum Fort Sherman. And then back here, her new leaf, God bless it. Oh, look. It got shredded. I don't know what happened to it. Sometimes we just never really know, especially growing in ambient. But this is my JV RLFS Select. So this is a clone that came from JV, or not a clone. It's a select seedling. It actually has a certificate, and that certificate's downstairs, and we'll see it later. But super, super cool because there's not very many selects from the batch. So like Soul Reaper is one of them. That's a pretty well-known Anthurium pap. And that was also a select from the RLFS batch from Jay Vanini. So pretty cool. Back Back up here, we've got one of the projects that I've been working on. This is Tim Anderson Longleaf X Stripey Mag. And I've actually partnered and I had 2 separate ones from the seed batch, and I've made some F2s. So now I'm breeding the F2s together to hopefully make some F3s. So we'll get to take a look at those downstairs.
I like how it's like growing straight up and not out.
Oh, don't worry.
You're gonna talk about that?
We've got it tied up here. Sometimes you just gotta do it for the space. I mean, this is, you know, it makes it convenient for me just to have it tied up. Otherwise, it would kind of sit down. There's not enough light growing right here for it to sit up straight, which is something that I noticed, and we'll talk about later, or how we grow the Anthuriums. But behind here, and it's gonna be a little hard to see, but this is juniper. This is my very first rare houseplant. This was a 1-leaf cutting that I got, I don't know, probably 4 years ago, maybe longer. It is really cool though, because I got it as a 1-leaf cutting. It tried to revert on me. I had to chop it back like 15 times. And yeah, so that's her. She was growing up the wall too, and just does amazing. So that's juniper. There's a little forgetii here.
Love those.
And then we get to the cabinet. This cabinet has a lot of stuff that is some of the newer stuff that I've brought in. And when I put things in the cabinets, I kind of just put what I want to see every single day. So sometimes I go to the tents and I'm like, I don't want to go down to the tents. It's work. I just need to not look at the tents because I think of all these projects I need to do. But these babies I want to see every single day. So we're going to take a look in here. This is probably one of the rarest plants in the entire house. And this is like botanically rare. This is Anthurium angustolobum. It was thought to be extinct in nature, and they found some growing, and they sent out seeds once they self-pollinated it, and now it's not extinct anymore. So that's really, really cool. It is a rheophytic Anthurium, which means it grows in creek beds in the wild. So I have it in pond. It stays with the reservoir all the time, and it seems to be pretty happy. It's got an inflorescence. This is probably the first one that I've let it flower. It's flowered a couple times, but I normally snap off the first couple. But yeah, super cool because that one's very, 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 very uncommon.
That's very pretty.
All right, so we've got these. There's 3 of them in here, but this is Anthurium sp Huanaco Velvet. This is a Peruvian species. It was very, very, very difficult to get these in the country. It was a 4-month process, maybe even 5. Very, very cool new species from Peru. As you can see, they're absolutely stunning. And I want Ashley to take a feel of the texture of the leaf. They feel kind of suede, like it's not your typical velvet like
it's really
the rest of the Anthuriums. But I actually imported 5 of these. One got burned at the border for having pest on it. 3 of them arrived, none of them had roots, or no, 4 of them arrived, none of them had roots. 1 of them I'm still trying to root out, and these 3 I've thankfully saved. But they all are different clones technically. They're seed grown, so they look a little bit different, but they're very, very gorgeous. Very, very excited to start working with these. This is the Huanaco Velvets. So these are all numbered. This one is number 3. So Planty Nurse Hunter number 3 is how I'm gonna keep track. The other one that we looked at first was number 2. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is back here. Number 3 is very thirsty. These are not the easiest to grow, but they do make gorgeous hybrids. And so, yeah, I'm very, very, very excited to start working with these. It was a process to get them in the country, and I know they don't look the best right now, but that's just because I'm trying to figure them out. They're a little difficult. This is a pap that I have. This is long bullet. It just has a very daggery leaf, and I just kind of like it and like to see it every day. So it's up here. And like I said, I probably would have more cabinets if it was less maintenance, but the cabinets are a decent bit of maintenance, just keeping everything perfect, having the perfect grow setup. And so it's easier to do in the tents downstairs, but for some of the plants, it works good. Okay, so in here, we've got just a little project shelf. This is where my dining room table should be. And right now it's got some of my big mother plants that I pulled down. We'll put those back up in a minute, but I want you guys to get a good close up on them. And then it has a row of Hoyas. There's some propagations and prop bins on the bottom, a little air bubbler. And this is in my kitchen. Like I said, kitchen, living room, dining area. This is where my dining room table should be. But you know, we're plant people, so do we really need a dining room table?
No.
This is one that is one of my favorites. This is Purple Crystallinum. This is from Tazula. I call her Purple Perfection because she keeps these purple veins even on the oldest leaves. Really, really cool plant. Not been the easiest to grow, but she's doing just fine. I have collected pollen off of her, but not pollinated anything, or not pollinated anything on her as well. This one's really, really cool. Y'all are gonna love this one. This is a plant that I got at IES in 2024. This is Brown Derby X Zara. Pick her up so you guys can see. Look how gorgeous
She is.
So Doc Block Brown Derby X Zara. She keeps red veins a long time. And I have been breeding this plant a lot. So this week we've been harvesting this entire inflow here. It's pretty much done. And that is with Carla. So that will be a really, really cool one.
You didn't release many of those.
No, not very many. Brown Derby is definitely like a more sought after one in the hybrids. People discounted it, but then like, look how good that is.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have this, and very excited to be working with that plant and those genetics. This over here is another one from Tazula. This is Dreamweaver Doriaki F7. She needs to be repotted like really, 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 really bad. We had a batch of seeds recently harvested off of her, and that was the only reason I did not repot her. But yeah, Dreamweaver Doriaki. She normally has purple, pinky veins, much more pink on the veins on these. But since she's needing a repot, her coloring is not as good. Yeah, look how the lobe just like overlaps almost.
Yeah, you can kind of see the pink there in person, but not as much on camera. You're good. He's been sick.
The camera, yes, I don't know what I had, but it's been rough. Up here at the top, I've got another really cool plant that I've made some hybrids with, but this is my Zara 32 Self Red. So the Zara that everybody knows and loves. This is my little piece of her. Look at these veins, like, oh my gosh, she is perfect. She's round. This is my third time trying to pollinate her with Carla. There's a lot of Carla hybrids coming out just because that's what I'm working to. We'll take a look at some of the reasons why. But yeah, a lot of Carla stuff. But this is not an easy plant to breed with for whatever reason. I don't know why, but she's been not the easiest. It might be that it's growing in my kitchen. But I will keep trying. I do have a couple crosses with it that we'll take a look at when we get downstairs. This is the last big mother up here. It's the last big mother. This is Brielzara. I got this from Ashley.
So cute.
And I've used her for a lot of breeding. She is a magnificent mother. I need to repot her so desperately bad. It's really bad, but
whoa.
She's been in this pot for like a year or more. But she's happy, just needs a repot. But yeah, she's massive. And she loves to make babies, like very, very much so. There's shipping supplies and dead plants down here. That's everybody's. Oh, this is the Spiritus Sancti that I got a while back. It is in the smallest, comically small size pot. And yeah, it's pretty. I need to put it somewhere else, but I don't have anywhere else to put it at the moment, but we can set it up there for right now. Back here, I've got a dark crystal pappy. It was one of the plants that I used for my first, one of the first group of hybrids that I made. It didn't turn out good. The whole plant crashed. I learned a lot about like why you shouldn't breed things when they're too young. And yeah, but it's happy, healthy now, and I'm hoping to get a remake of the first cross that I made when the whole plant crashed. So I'm excited about that. And if this inflow doesn't take, we'll try the next one.
What do you have back in your clear tank back here? That's an interesting looking little tank.
So that is the AC Infinity ones that I got. And ironically, there's some moss growing, but this is the plant that you gave me.
Yes.
The Codex plant.
Mine have just like went off recently, like popped off.
I could not get this to grow and I put it in there and it just started shooting off. So it's a cool Codex form plant. It's probably staying too wet in there currently, but I did just water. So, but yeah, they're really cool. I haven't got to do much with it, but it is a cool one. And I didn't know if I was going to get it to go at all. So, yeah.
I wish I would have got one of those tanks now.
There was no more. I got the last one. The lady before us got so much good stuff too. But yeah, so there's a lot of Hoyas. This one I got as a single leaf cutting from Ashley too. This is Silver Dollar. Now it grows like all the way up the Hoya shelf and then around and up and around the whole entire shelf.
Wow.
One of my favorites. I love the Hoyas, the Hoya flowers. They all grow really, really well if you give them good light.
Oh, did you see this
fun
flower?
Plants. Oh yeah, that's Hoya Bella outer variegated. She's constantly flowering. This one has the slightest smell ever, and where my nose has been not good from where I've been sick. The flower I cannot smell currently, but it is a very, very light floral scent. The expensive Scindapsus I ever purchased either, and then it reverted.
Oh no.
This is Lacambini. It was doing like a half moon, and it gets a very narrow, long leaf. And shortly after getting it, it like completely reverted. So I don't buy Scindapsus anymore. I've tried cutting it several times, and I'm just hoping it will come back to color because it was 3 digits price tag. All right, and then so you'll see some community potted stuff here. That is some of the community pot stuff. I do that a lot of the times whenever I am wanting to sell to another business. So these are just seeds that I put in a bunch of them in there, and then a business would purchase this from me and then pot them up and carry them in their shop, so I don't have to do all retail 100% of the time. There used to be a lot more up here, but we've been doing some renovations here, so there's a lot of stuff coming soon, but we've moved a lot of the community pot stuff downstairs, so we'll be able to look at that later. Shipping supplies. So this is where the magic happens. This is where I ship all of your plants. We're gonna have a separate video for that. But as you can see, this is in my living room. It will eventually not be in my living room, but for right now it is, and I make it work. Over here, I've got some art pieces, some that I've made, some that some businesses have made for me. This is a cool one that a moss company made. It was Mosscapes. I got this at PlantCon Houston. They
I love that.
Last year, so this year I got it. Last year I told them I wanted an Anthurium leaf with a purple emergent like my plants look like, and they were like, we got you, we got you. I came this year and they had it, so I bought it, of course. I was like, I ran up to the booth and I was like, no freaking way. This is a
very special.
Yes, very special. So this one's from Barry. It's his like, I'm blanking on the word, but like kind of the mosaic stained glass stuff. So this one's like, reminds me of a Spirit of Sanctity or a Veripazense that we looked at earlier. So that one's from Barry, very special to me. Barry's a sweetie.
I love him.
Up here we've got some Hoyas and we've got another berry piece. So this one's really cool.
I didn't even see that one.
This one is really cool and it's got a special secret. So this one is a double-sided. And I actually might, can I borrow the lighting?
Yeah,
I know it's gonna look weird with it being backlit, but you can really see those colors come out. How does that look? Can you see it? This is it backlit, and you can see all the detail that he put into this. I just love it. But the cool thing about this is you turn it around and it has like a,
so cool.
This, I don't know even what you would call it, but it makes it kind of like blurred. It's really cool, and you get the opposite angle, and it just kind of leaves a little imagination to your eyes.
Yeah.
Very cool from different angles what it will look like, but this is a cool piece that Barry sold me. So I was really excited to get some berry artwork.
It makes it look like extra textured.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. I mean, I would go and buy like tons from Barry. It looks so cool through that. You just, I don't know. I don't do a lot of art. As you can see, the plants are my art, but I do some. So anyways, there's Hoyas hanging up over here. And then there's more Hoyas over here. You can tell that's where I keep a lot of the Hoyas here out and about.
I like this one.
That one's Mirabilis, I believe, or Mirabilis. One of my favorite Hoyas. Look at these peduncles. So I know we talked about the scent earlier. I'm gonna step in front.
Not on camera.
We didn't talk on camera. So they smell like a pine sol or like a very clean linen, but look how they look inappropriate and phallic, how they hang down. That's like probably 4 inches that peduncle's hanging down. And I don't know why they do this. I don't know where they grow in the wild, but they all do it. The peduncles hang down like 4 or 5 inches, and it looks inappropriate. Let's see. We can talk about Hoyas all day long. There's so many around here. There's another bloom down here. This is Wilburgrave's China form. So we saw the Russian form earlier, and this is the China form. And this is the first time it's bloomed for me, maybe. Smells like chocolate to me. Everybody's different on those. Back here, I've got a variegated fiddle-leaf fig, just kind of casually sitting there.
What's the story on that one?
I got this as like a crazy deal, and as soon as I got it, it started crashing, and then it didn't put out a leaf for 2 years.
Wow.
And turns out I just wasn't giving it enough light. And so now I've like put it in my south-facing window and like really ramped up the amount of light, and it's happy-ish. It's not the most happy, but it's surviving.
Better.
Yes. And then back here, we've got one of the coolest plants.
Ooh.
This is Syngonium styler Markii. I know, a Syngonium, right? But this is one that was in Ashley's collection that I was begging her to get me a piece of, and she did. but it's now in a bunch of pieces.
Mine crashed, so I might need to get one from you.
Okay, okay. Well, that's fine. I found this at PlantCon Houston, and I have been looking for this plant for 2 years. I scooped it up like right away, and yeah, I'm very excited to have it. It doesn't look like a Syngonium. This is not what you would think with a Syngonium, but yeah, that's Syngonium Styler Markii.
How like compact yours is growing? It looks more like an alocasia.
That's like, I think that's how they're supposed to grow. Like, and so it looks like that, or like a self-heading philodendron, like a Thamatophyllum type. But yeah, very cool. Very thin leaves, so I can tell they like water. And yeah, but it's been easy to grow. I haven't really had any issues. I quarantined it for a while, and now it's just in with the rest of them.
You got some really, I really like how this looks.
That is Hoya erythema. The one
veins in the window, it looks
yeah, nice. It looks like, I don't know, they're very textured on the veins. They're like black even in some lighting. Oh, and it's flowering too. All the Hoyas, I'm telling you, they're all popping off. They love this south-facing window. I actually just redid this whole area, so it looks a lot different than it did look. But oh, this is a hold bin for my orders. So these are some people's plants. Look at the one sitting. This is not. This is just one that this is one that a customer actually said to give to Ashley. So this is for you, Ashley.
Oh, thank you.
This is Forgetii dark form ex papilolaminum.
I was just teasing with her, and she was just so nice. Oh, you
yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
And so Monstera Love was like, yeah, gift this to Ashley when she comes up. So yeah, Ashley will get to take this one home. I'm sure she'll leave with a lot of other goodies, but that one's cool. And some of these other orders are just like people that are in Hawaii or like other places, and they want me to save their orders until they get more plants per box. So
that makes sense.
I hold on to them until they're ready.
Look at all your boxes back
behind you. So I consciously try at Planty Nurse to like reuse, reduce, and recycle. I think a lot of people waste a lot of supplies and plastics and stuff when you're shipping plants. And I think as plant people, we need to be cognizant about the environment and what we're doing to the environment. And so my boxes come from the hospital. This is how I get them. I do have to take the shipping labels off from the hospital, but if you buy plants from me, you will probably get them in packages that came, or boxes that came from the hospital. It also saves me a lot of money on boxes. If you didn't know, boxes are expensive. So, and turns out at the hospital, I can get just about any size that I need. But yeah, so these are shipping supplies here. I have a stash of boxes. This is in my living room. So
watching TV, you get to see the boxes.
The boxes are there. Eventually they'll be in the shipping room, but right now this is where they live. And they do all right here. On both sides of the TV, you can see some more cabinets. There's just some plants that are there. I think Ashley has some B-roll of that. I don't know if I have anything too notable worth mentioning. Maybe this guy up here in the middle of the top, and that is one of the Black Widow Michelle clones that I have. So that is the one we call Planty Nurse Hunter number 2, I believe.
Bam.
So yeah, that's the Black Widow Michelle, I believe Planty Nurse Hunter 2. There's a repap in the top left that is clumping and I need to separate out.
That's cool.
The second shelf has some little cool carnivorous plants in the back corner.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling.
Yeah, the pings and some droseras. The plant right in front of them, the big Anthurium, that is actually a variegated plant. I will send Ashley a picture to put into the video so you can see like what it looks like. It is a cool variegated style, so it shows variegation whenever it's got an emergent. And then it hardens off so dark that it's almost impossible to see the difference in leaf colors. If we pulled it out and we looked in natural light, we could probably point it out, but it is so dark that you can't really hardly even see it. Some other paps along the right side. And then on the bottom shelf, I've got like some project plants.
More ping-a-ling-a-lings.
Yeah, look how big that one got. You know why it got that big?
Why?
Because Hunter forgot and put fertilizer on it.
Oh no!
And so it's very not happy, but it is growing giant leaves. So
that might be an interesting project to try.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? But then I remembered that it got fertilized, and I was like, well, we'll just let it happen. This one is a big clumping Selby silver, and it's a mutation that would actually like kill the plant out. As you can see, it's not the most happy. Let me pull it out. This is the Selby silver clumping mutation. I got this originally from Canopy Plant Co. like 2 years ago. And this one clumps so much that it actually like kills itself off. So it is a very challenging one to grow. As you can see, there's leaves on it that are not as pretty. I basically go through when I water it every week or week and a half, and I trim off the ugly leaves. But look how it just like is rapidly shooting off growth points. Very mutated. It should not be doing that. This plant has everything it needs to grow, but because it's shooting off those so much, it's having to like fight each other for the conditions and the nutrients available, and it doesn't look super pretty. So, but yeah, that is a weird oddball that I've tried to master, but I haven't really had too much success with.
Have you tried to do some like really strong rooting hormone
Yes, I have.
Stop it?
Yeah, I put a lot in it. And it does for a little bit, but then it is right back. It is a very aggressive mutation.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. I know it doesn't look the best, but that's why I keep it on the bottom shelf. And like, it's just a project that I can always just tinker with. It got a really bad fungal infection like a year ago, and it's still recovering from that. So that, with it having this many growth points and stuff, it makes it very susceptible to just about anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a weird project one. Okay, so this is one of the new ones that I got from Peru, and this is just one that I've always wanted for a while, but this is SP Silver Peru. It is the bigger, like more mature, so they really have that super heavy silver when they're babies, but I've got it to look forward to hopefully breed with it some in the future. Still a very, very gorgeous plant, and it dries out fast. That's what I've noticed about the Peruvian species. They drink like they are thirsty.
Aww.
But gorgeous plant. Next up in the middle, we have this Crystal Mag by Tim's Black. And mine looks very Tim's Black. I got this originally from Urban Leaf Shop. Aaron bought a lot of stuff from him back in the days, and this one is a really, really nice one. Just such a gorgeous plant. Look at the like mid-rib veins. I don't know, it just looks very striking. It's almost 100% black. Like, it is super dark.
That's what I was trying to get right here, like
yeah,
the black to the green.
It's almost black, yeah. So very, very beautiful. I love that red sinus. Yeah, gorgeous plant. And then one of the last ones that I wanted to show here is a plant from Ashley. So this is why we share plants with each other, because this is your Veitchii ex Moodianum that I got a piece of. And it's got its first flower coming in right here. It's not the easiest to grow, as you know, because I don't know if yours made it, but
I don't think
it's living on through me because I have a pup of it.
I've not did good with any of the like Red Beauty stuff. So the Red Beauty Veitchii, that one grew fine for me. It never like tried to die or anything, but I put it in soil because I just felt like it was not growing enough in like the pond mix that I had. So I just changed it up, and it's been super happy, and it's flowering right now. So I
can't wait to see what that looks like whenever it flowers and it opens up the rest of the way.
That's what I thought it was. And I was like, what is this? Wait,
Yeah.
nope, you're about to tell me.
Yeah. But that is, you know, we did highlights and everything. Oh yeah, the bioOrb, but the bioOrb's not like, it looks rough right now. I need to redo it.
I love those. That's why I'm like, I want to see it.
I accidentally overwatered it last night too, so it's kind of like a lake right now, but it'll dry out. But yeah, the bioOrb, I need to replant it, and I want to do a really, really cool terrarium with it, but it kind of just lives in my kitchen right now.
It's beautiful though.
So now you've seen the whole upstairs, but I did mention I have a few plants outside, so let's go take a look. Come on. This is my favorite outside plant. This is a ice cream banana tree that I got from Dana, or Leafy Diva, as y'all would know her. I've almost killed this thing several times, but it's winter hardy here for Tennessee, which is crazy because I wouldn't have thought that it would have been. This is my second 2.5 years of growing this plant. And it's my favorite outside plant. I am allergic to bananas though, so it will be interesting to see if I can tolerate eating them whenever I do get bananas in like 5 years. So on the outside plant topic, there was a big ass tree that like kind of broke off. It was actually on this side that fell in the yard. Come over here so you can see this is a giant tree. Oh my gosh. It broke and fell right there. And well, the tree I used for the shade, so all of my plants right now are getting absolutely blistered with sun because they came out and they cut out some other branches to keep them from falling on the house. And this was a giant branch that covered all of these plants in the front yard and gave them all shade. And now they're like in full sun for 2 or 3 hours a day and they really don't like it. So everything outside looks a little rough right now, but we're still gonna go take a look.
There's no way you have a variegated Billy sitting outside.
Yeah, in my front yard.
Crazy.
This is another Anthurium varipazense. Ooh.
She is very pretty.
Very light compared to the one inside, but Anthurium varipazense, very nice.
Do you have that one like where all the leaves are standing up? Like, do you have it tied? Or is it just growing like that?
No, it's just growing like that.
Wow.
Because it's getting proper, well, it's getting too much light, but it was getting proper amounts of light prior to the tree falling. But yeah, it just grows like that.
I love that.
This is a really cool philodendron. Doesn't seem to be bothered by the extra light. This is the Marble King. Very, very gorgeous.
Yes. I love that one.
Yeah. Variegated vanilla bean, vanilla orchid. I don't know. The plants out here are wreck. This is Pastazanum, I believe.
You're growing yours up a pole?
No, it's just kind of growing off the side of the porch.
I just saw the pole behind or in front of you.
that was my old philodendron Mauricio Verde, but I kind of fell out of love with this one just because it grew so fast and you have to have it in very specific environments to get it to grow well.
Is that your great-grandmother's plants above it?
Yes, great-grandmother's begonias right here.
Aww.
Another varipazense. Very gorgeous.
It is.
Looks like a Spiritus Sancti. I mean, it's a dupe. The other things on the porch are projects. I used to have an Amorphophallus garden right here and over on the right side, but those got destroyed when the tree fell. So you can see they got snapped by the tree, which just sucks, but it is what it is. They'll come back next year, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
This is some more Amorphophallus that I got at the Big Plant Expo that are opening up. So this one's really gorgeous. Whenever the tree fell, it knocked the name tags out of these. So I have to get these ID'd later on.
This came from Ashley originally.
Aww.
Begonia Jenny Galaxy, and look at all this color in here. Matt said to give it some nutrients, and now she is variegated again.
Yeah, mine just randomly pops back up, the reverted pieces that I take out.
He said it's nutrient related, and I put like slow release in here and it started variegating again.
Interesting. I'm gonna try that on my reverted one.
Yeah. Over here, this is one of my hybrids. It's a little bit complex. It's a dark crystal pappy ex Tim Anderson longleaf stripy mag. It's getting way too much light, but it is a very gorgeous plant.
The back of that leaf is gorgeous.
But
Like a pink
look, it
color.
got shredded.
Aw.
But alocasias over here were kind of some of my first loves, but I love how this one grows.
Oh, wow.
So you see, like, you know, the stock block ponytail palm. But look,
Yes.
have you ever seen Alocasia cucullata do it too?
I love that.
So this is my Alocasia cucullata. It's not variegated, it's just the regular one, but look how it grows, the stem.
How long have you had that one?
2.5 years, maybe 3.
How big was it when you got it?
Like one of these.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't do very much with the alocasias. I just kind of let them do their thing. This is the top cut of the jungle mint that I'm keeping.
That one's gorgeous.
So that one's out here. It's doing good. I potted it up a couple weeks ago. It takes them a while. They're slow. This is you can't really tell, but it's a small form tricolor monstera. So it has white, yellow, and green on it. But it's really hard to tell. Next World Exotics calls this one SP or Monstera Lemonade. The variegated Billy just chilling in the front yard, getting way too much light, but obviously happy. This is the Carla Pap from Rory.
Ooh.
Getting way too much light again, but very gorgeous. Over here, we've got Regale Ex Luxurians, getting way too much light. I don't know, this one's pretty. It's a stripy mag. No, 420 mag re-pap from Nice Plants Good Pots.
What is behind that one? Yes.
This is a pap hybrid. It's RL Self X RLFS. Very gorgeous.
Yes.
RL Self X RLFS. And it has pollen on it now. This is one of the parents of my very first hybrid that I ever made. This is Pat Mag Ace of Spades Dark Form.
She is huge.
Yeah, it's a little big. She's really pretty, really dark. Getting insane amounts of light right now, so it's not showing quite how dark she can get. It needed to be repotted about 6 months ago, but it'll be okay. It's fine for right now.
Now, what are you going to do with all of these when it starts getting cold?
They all go in the corner in the basement, and they pray that they survive through the winter time.
Gotcha.
Over here, this Tradescantia popped up out of nowhere. I didn't plant this here. I didn't think they were cold hardy in our zone, but it popped up and it's just growing.
Definitely are. It may be related to the one that popped up in my yard.
Yeah. This is Red Crystal Warraquianum by Woohoo Tropicals. As you can see, it's got some light damage there. It was on the front porch area, so it got absolutely roasted whenever that tree fell. But gorgeous specimen. I love how it elongates the crystallinum leaf. Same with these. These just got absolutely burnt up when the trees fell. This is a Pat Mag from Scott Cohen. and it got absolutely roasted when the tree fell. Same thing over here. This is a great example of light damage. If your Anthuriums look like this, you're getting them too much light. This is Scott Cohen Pap 2 crossed with Long Bullet. And that is a great example of light damage. Jesus, what is attacking me? The spider webs are insane. Another example, this is Hunter's Bessier. So she's a diva and doesn't like change. And when the tree fell and the lights got bright, she decided she wanted to throw a fit. So she looks like shit again. She was looking real good for a while.
Not everything can always be perfect.
This is a desert rose that I got from my brother. He does like bonsais and stuff like that. So it's looking amazing with the extra light. Look how pretty that is.
She is very pretty.
It needs to be cut at the top, I think, so it like bonsais more. But I'm gonna bring it to him the next time I go to my hometown. So
It's very nice.
But yeah, he wanted a variegated one. He said he couldn't find them for cheap, so I found one for him. We've got Leland Miano Wide Sinus.
That's very pretty.
Gorgeous. And then, oh my gosh, it's flowering too. I was talking to Abe the other day, and I was like, I can't get it to flower. Now it is. This is Moronense. And again, they're all getting too much light currently. I've got to build a shade them, but Moronense, very, very gorgeous Anthurium.
Yeah, it is.
Next to that, look at this beautiful leaf.
She's sexy.
This is Pat Mag, just a generic Pat Mag, getting way too much light. Down here, I've got SKG Silver, getting way too much light.
He's a little crispy.
Yeah, but the priority has been the plants inside. So this is Crystallinum Pinkley.
Oh, wow. That is not what I was thinking that was.
Yeah, Crystal Pinkley. Very, very gorgeous. I did get seeds on this at one point. And I think I sold all the batch. Mag Verde Big Trouble from Scott.
That one doesn't look bad.
I just pulled off these leaves that were...
The ones down here?
Yeah, the ugly ones that were blocking. So that was using as the shade cloth there.
Gotcha.
To protect its own new leaves. So anyways, but I pulled those off because, who wants to look at those? Dark and Handsome Michelle F2. This is not one that I use for the breeding of the F3s, but this is a gorgeous one. Look at that leaf. And then the backs. Ooh, yeah, pretty. This is Voodoo's sister. So Voodoo Child. I called this Voodoo's sister. It died back and crashed on me, but this is from the same batch from Jay Vanini that created Voodoo's Child, but it is not the clone of Voodoo's Child. So, it's a fun one, and still looks really, really good. It's just not the Voodoo Child that everybody knows. This is a really cool plant. This is a Tim Anderson Dark Mag clone. Doesn't look like it right now. It looks a little bit like shit right now, but it does have a new leaf coming in. But that's Tim A Dark Mag clone. So it's got no silver veination on the leaf. It's actually just green veination. This is one from Abe. This is Purple Leopard. It's one of the mother plants the plants that Abe bred out. I just haven't had time to repot it or anything, so it needs a little bit more love, but I had so much that I got that I just needed to take some time, but it still is alive, still looking great, and hopefully I can do something with it one day. This is Blue Velvet from Abe. So Abe's Blue Velvet. I actually just made my first pollination attempt on it. So we'll see if that does anything, but it's a very gorgeous blue velvet from Berry. It's a new emergent on a pup. Clearly needs a repot. That's gonna be a tomorrow problem. This is a Jack of Clubs. Also needs a repot. It was rooted into the ground. Jack of Clubs. I actually bought this with you, Ashley.
I remember that.
Yeah. We tried to pollinate it with your Roto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, there's a couple other things throughout here. This is Monstera, just kind of crawling up the wall. Adansonii Endomint.
Look at the daddy long legs.
Yeah,
Protecting it.
Tennessee's pest control is really good. Over here, this small form Aria doesn't mind being in full sun for like 6 hours a day. Burmark's Flame that I bought from Ashley. This was the most expensive plant that I purchased at all ever when I bought it. And it crashed on me a while back, and then now it's doing just fine. But that's pretty much the outside plants.
You got some cycads.
No, palms.
Palms.
Yeah, that I grew from seeds, sago palms.
Oh, okay.
I collected some seeds in Florida, and I was like, I'll just try and grow them. Like, why not?
Why not?
This is how I water. This is why it takes me not very long to water the outside. These do need more water than I give them, but you know, that's just kind of protecting your own peace. You water what you can, and if the plant can't survive with your watering cycle, then maybe it just isn't the plant for you. The select seedling from my very first hybrid that I ever made. So this is Brielle Zara X Pat Mag Ace of Spades Dark Form. I'm gonna bring this around here so Ashley can take a look at it. But this is the one that I was like, wow, it looks so amazing. It got a little beat up recently, but it looks so good. And I'm very, very proud to have made this one.
That emergent leaf color is amazing.
Purpley, like
yeah.
Pink with the like semi-fused sinus where it goes up a bit. Yeah. So that's one of my children from my very first batch. It's crazy to think that it's like now big breeding size now. I could continue breeding with it if I wanted to. But it's massive. These are all the bird's nests that I got from Nacho a while back. The seeds that I was harvesting.
Did none of them come out variegated?
Some of them did. There's one on like the front that is variegated. It just depends.
Gotcha.
All right, so you've seen the plants upstairs, you've seen the plants downstairs, you've seen the plants outside, but now it's time for me to kick you out. Please get out. This is too much. I need you to leave now. All right, here we go.
If you've enjoyed Hunter's tour so far, make sure you're subscribed for part 2. Or better yet, buy a few plants from him on Sunday nights on Palm Street. I've linked all his info in the description below.
You can find me at Planty Nurse Hunter everywhere.
Still need some more green in your life? check out the tours playlist or check out this video YouTube thinks you'll like best. See you next week. Bye!